Hi there. In today's video, I want to talk about sleep anxiety. So most people who struggle with sleep problems have a certain level of anxiety about it. It's really hard to not be bothered about the fact that you look tired, that you feel tired, we can't concentrate as well, our mood takes a hit. It's really difficult not to be anxious about that. So first of all, I very much empathise with you that it is an anxiety-provoking situation. The way that anxiety plays into insomnia is that the more you think about not being able to sleep and the more you worry about it, the higher the chances are of you then not sleeping well. Because what will happen is you'll get into bed, it's already on your mind, you're already thinking about it. And what that does is it triggers your fight or flight response. So our fight or flight response is our body's way of keeping us safe. So if our brain passes a message to our body to say, this is a scary situation, there's something wrong here, your body will react by getting into fight or flight and getting ready. And that adrenaline response means that your heart might be racing, you might feel more fidgety, more hot and sweaty, and that's your body getting ready to fight or flight. The problem is the adrenaline response is the exact opposite state to the one that we want when we're in bed. So what happens is our brain is telling us that we want to sleep, but our body is reacting in a different way. And then we end up having a really disrupted night's sleep with either very light fractured sleep or not much sleep at all, or you wake up in the middle of the night and that sleep anxiety will kick in again. And the problem with the anxiety around sleep and the adrenaline response is that not only are you going to be tired because you're not sleeping well, but to have adrenaline is really exhausting state to be in. So when we spend too long in that fight or flight state or having anxiety on the build up to bedtime, you're going to feel more tired as a result. So it's kind of a double-edged sword really with the anxiety side of things. So my best tip for how you can start to reverse this cycle, and there is a lot more work to do on sleep anxiety, but the best way to get started is very simply to start writing things down. So every day I want you to get a pen and paper, 20 minutes every day at the same time, and you're going to write down everything that you're worried about with your sleep. So you're no longer going to keep it in your own head and try and rationalize it or tell yourself to ignore it. Most people, when they can't sleep well, or if they're worried about anything, will tell themselves not to think about it. But it doesn't work. The harder you try to think about it, the more your brain and your body will try and get you to take notice of this thing that it's worried about. So you're going to reverse that pattern. Pen and paper, you write down everything, however silly it might seem, however much you can't control it. What are your worst case scenarios? What are the what ifs around sleep? Are you worried that you're going to lose your job? Are you worried that you can't be a good parent? Whatever it is that it bothers you about sleep, get it down on paper. And this is a really therapeutic way of being able to clear your mind, acknowledge to your brain, I understand you've got these worries and I accept that they're there. The idea here is not to fix it. A lot of the stuff that you can't fix is not always answers to things that we're anxious about, but just getting it out of your brain at a specific time proactively will really help you to start to change how you process these thoughts. When you go to bed, you're far less likely to keep thinking about them if you've had an opportunity to write them down. So starting from today, pen and paper, 15, 20 minutes every day, write down everything you're worried about, not just sleep worries, everything that's on your mind, any things that you need to think about or that will keep you awake at night, write them all down, get it out of your head. You'll get a different perspective on them. In the next video, I'm going to talk about some stuff that you can do with those thoughts. But for now, just write them down and get them out of your head.